Trying not to smoke on live. Anyways, it's a quick video on Kemet versus Nubia. I do believe a lot of the confusion comes from the slave doctrines, the Bible, the Quran, etc. If we didn't have these slave doctrines, it would be easier, or it may be harder actually. But I feel like to know thyself would be easier. When it comes to Kemet and Nubia, people have to understand, whether the white man tell you or not, Kemet comes from Nubia. In the Medunetter, it tells you that they came from the foothills of the mountain, of the foothills of God, right? And what they're talking about is South Africa. They're talking about the source of the Nile, right? Of course, these Europeans on the maps changed the names, but in ancient time they wasn't called these names. The Sea of Ethiopia was actually a huge trading. They was trading back and forth across that sea, Horn of Africa. They call it something, whatever they call it now, Gulf of whatever. Who knows? Whatever. You can see evidence of this when King Tai, 25th dynasty, came and recaptured Kemet, right? If I'm not mistaken, he took it back from the Assyrians. Yeah, he took it back from the Assyrians because the Assyrians came knocking next. They came into Nubia. You can also see this kinda in the Narmer's palette, because what Narmer did was recapture those areas. I don't want to say the Delta. I don't believe he made it that far up, but it was Kemet, right? It was a recapture. King Scorpion recaptured those areas. Also showing you Nubia predates Kemet. Also, in the Narmer palette, there's all these weird words for them. I call them the Twa, but they call them pygmies or the midgets or dwarfs, whatever they were the Twa. Very beautiful people, very ancient people, or original people. These were, every time, at least through my research, most of the time when they're depicted as the high priest. I also know Netter Best, one of the first Netters, is a Twa. Okay. This is all Nubia. This isn't Kemet. They went up the Nile. Reference of that will also be the pyramids. Majority of the pyramids is in Nubia or Sudan, whatever you want to call it. They're smaller, yes, but it's showing you the learning going forward. I don't know if people understand that Nubia left a writing system. King Tai, he simplified to his ability, or what some people will say, my teacher would tell you, he went back to the origin. But he simplified the alphabet to help understand the Medunetter. So you don't have to use, which I did, But you don't have to use the Rosetta Stone. You don't have to use these European translations or scholars that translate. You don't have to, technically. You can go straight to the source, which is the source, and use his alphabet. Again, we have to understand a lot of things are destroyed. They buried many cities, and not with sand, with water. They're still finding stuff to this day. They just found Osiraptor's head, another one. Because again, the Nubians, they weren't conquerors. Unlike Kemet, who kept falling, fell to the Syrians, fell to the Greeks, fell to the Hyksos, fake Hebrews, whatever you want to call them, fell to the Libyans for a quick second. Even though Kemet kept falling to these foreigners, they're all foreigners. Nubia stayed strong. Unfortunately, until the bitter end. We see reference in that, which I don't like to even speak of, but we also see reference in that in the Bach Treaty, where we eventually, this treaty with Assyria was, we was going to say, this is history. Whether you like it or not, this is knowledge itself. In the Bach Treaty, we were sending slaves to Assyria. The first time we sent it, we supposedly sent, our unwanted, or I wouldn't say unwanted, but they were ill, our elderly, etc. Assyria warned us after that. We did it again, and they came after that. And the rest is history. If you knew how Kemet fell, which they was backdoored with the Greeks used the Assyrians to backdoor Kemet. Evidence in that is with the war, and how the hell did the Assyrians have the knowledge they have of with the cats and all the warfare, etc., etc. That's all backdooring because they didn't have that knowledge. The same thing happened with Nubia when the Assyrians came. Unfortunately, we always have reference of coons. And no matter how hard these Moors try, you cannot I need more proof for Moor to sit here and tell me he was in Kemet or Nubia, not only ruling, but was of higher class, some high priest or all this. Because MU, what they like to say is MU is more in Medjugorje. That's where the Moors come from. Now, don't get me wrong, the Moors are ancient. But as far as my knowledge, as far as my research goes, they were always coons. They were either always in bed with the white man, or they were always backdooring people, or they was always selling their own. They was always doing some coon. That's coonery. And this is another issue with the Black Hebrews, because how you gonna claim you was Black Hebrews if these people was real and all this crap? You accepting that your people was in Europe in bed with the white man, not helping Africa, but helping the white man enslave Africa. How does that make sense? Why would a black man ever want to take sides with coonery? That makes no sense to me. But anyways, Nubia fought off the Romans. Now, the Romans came back and eventually, they did their thing. But Nubia fought off many ancient nations, and Nubia was undefeated. Everything that came, ping pow, boom pow, get up out of here. They wasn't coming down there. Unfortunately, this also is proof showing you that Nubia predates Kemet, because Kemet was the one to always fall, and also was the one to always run to Nubia for help. And you also see the wars between Kemet and Nubia. But they like to play on that and show you, we would try to tell you we was enemies and warriors, because they're not going to also show you us worshiping together and they paying tribute to us and we paying tribute to them and Luxor and Thebes. They're not going to show you all that. They're just going to show you the negative. And if you don't have the I say the ancestor, I feel the ancestor to help you understand what they're doing, then you're just going to feed into their lies. You're going to feed into what the Bible tell you, or you're going to feed into what the Pope tell you, whatever. Anyways, Nubia, which does mean eventually translations boil down to gold, as in Kemet boils down to pretty much black, or what you would call coal, or soil, black. So it's just the fertile soil that the Nile gets is black in essence. That's all it is. Nubia, these new Kemet is an original name. I'm not too sure if they was calling themselves that, but I do know that is a name for that area. One of the names. We also know of Tasseti, etc. But I do know that's one of the names. When it come to Nubia, they weren't calling themselves Nubians. If I'm not mistaken, that is an Islam. Islam that may be a European. It's not what we was calling. Same thing with Ethiopian, blackheads, all that. Why would we call ourselves that? That's not what we was calling ourselves. That's just what became popular through the white man. Evidence in that would be the Medunetter. With the Magi, showing you that the Magi was at one time policing not only Nubia but Kemet. Lot of history with the Magi. If you don't know them, they were the best bowmen. They were the best warriors. The Magi is nothing better. Anyways, a lot of people don't understand that even though Kemet left so much in abundance with the knowledge, with the writings, with the pyramids, with the gold, etc., 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 Nubia did also. Nubia left these things also. When Kemet did fall, I'm talking about like when it fell with the Assyrians the first time. Oh, the date, I believe. I shouldn't have. I think it's like 742 BCE. If I don't gotta grab a book. When Kemet fell the first time, it's a lot of evidence of them running into West Africa, South Africa, etc. It's the same thing that happened when Nubia eventually fell. Some did cross and go into what we call Saudi Arabia, because at that time that land was ours. That's Africa. There was no Middle East back then. So evidence with that would be Petra. Maybe I need to do another video on Petra. A lot of people think Petra is a Middle Eastern origin, or maybe Islam or whatever. I get so much crap on that. That's a whole nother video to drop on that. But Nubia predates Kemet. They just not giving us all the evidence we need. They know it. They know it does, but they're not giving the evidence to the world to show that Nubia predates Kemet. Only way to really know that is one, read a Medunetter. Two, archaeological sites, etc. Master teachers, etc. That's another video. But when a person asks me, "Oh, what is that? What is Nubia?" Or sometimes if I'm in my warrior state and I got all my onks on and stuff, I claim the Magi. I'm in my warrior state. I'm a Magi right now. But anyways, I don't necessarily claim Kemet, because for one, Kemet kept falling because they was acceptant to the foreigner. Yeah, they fought them off a lot of times. Even you see the first treaty with Ramsey, go up to the Hittites and do battle with them. But you don't see that with Nubia. You see them come to Nubia, whereas you do see references where Kemet left their lands and did battle elsewhere. So don't let nobody say they didn't. No, that's a lie. They did. Nubia didn't. I don't have any evidence of that as far as my research. There was always skirmishes or battles from within. that's human. That's human nature. I don't know why people think, even when I speak of black unity now, I'm not talking about uh every black man need to get along and be along and we need to be on the same. That would never happen, because that never happened in history. So why the hell do we think it's going to happen now? What we need to do is just get all on the same page. That's all the white man did. They got their differences, but they all on the same page when it comes to us. And until we do that, it's a problem. Me and my man was just talking. If all the black people went to one state and that's a whole nother story. Anyways, Nubia predates Kemet. There's plenty evidence in it. There's plenty evidence even in the King's list. If you knew what you see, that's the thing when it comes to Kemet and Nubia, they don't give you, they hide so much. So you got to really do the research. It ain't like you can go into Rome or go into Greece and they list each boom, 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 boom. They telling you, it's not like that. They hide so much. Still to this day, I'm learning stuff. Yeah. Anyways, Nubia predates Kemet. Another video dropping soon. I appreciate those who like, subscribe, watch, etc. I'm not doing this for money. I got Facebook groups. You can find them under Job Root Hebrew Slayer. We need to learn. That's all it is. The average black man, the average what you call brown man, is ignorant to all this information. And I do believe that's the real key to all this shit. And that's why the white man keep feeding us bull BS. But anyways, the ancestors left the knowledge for free. You have to leave the knowledge for free also. You cannot be out here trying to use it for profit. I'm not here for money. Any questions, any comments, you can do it right there, or you can hit my inbox. I don't give a whatever. I'm up for debates because I can't stand these Hebrews, but whatever. Peace, Iz, Hotep. See you next time.